We should mention that you've got a lot of your other NWA brethren here. Tim Horner comes in at the beginning of November. Harley Race is there. The big boss man who used to be Big Bubba Rogers, he's there. Rick Rude is here. Akeem, who you knew as the one man gang. The Powers of Pain, Sam Houston. Lots of your old brethren are there. When you're having to do car trips, are you and Tully sticking to yourself, or are some of these guys piling in with you now?
Well, immediately, Haku became good friends with us and started traveling with us immediately. And you wanted to have enough room in a car, but Tully and I initially were just kind of staying on our own. We still kayfabed. It wasn't that big a deal with some of those guys, but I wouldn't show up with Tim Horner, even though he's to this day still a friend of mine. Wouldn't show up in an arena with baby faces in the car with you. It's not the way I was raised. That's a no-no. So Haku, though, was a great third guy. He and I started healing a room together, saved some money, and he was a perfect fit. That was the main guy that traveled with us, and it was pretty much the entire time we were there. It was either the two of us or the three of us.
Let's talk about Haku for a minute. Another member of the Heenan family, so it makes sense that he would be a part of your traveling group here. He winds up being sued in the month of November for an incident that happened in Baltimore, where allegedly he bit the nose off of a man in a bar fight. Do you remember hearing about that?
It ain't allegedly. There is a man missing a nose somewhere in the Baltimore, Washington area. I'm sure to this day, yes. We heard all about it. I've talked about on different shows that we've had about just who and what Haku is. I think we might have discussed it.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah, that's right.
He, for some reason, he was a magnet for every drunk that thought they could throw a sucker punch and actually do something with it. He is in his own league. He is in his own category. If he just bit the guy's nose off, and that's all that happened to him because we didn't get explicit details, the guy should just call it a day and go, hey, I'm lucky. I'll breathe out of my mouth, because it could have been so worse. Haku's in his own league. He is in his own category. He is an incredible athlete. He was 300-pound tank. Didn't feel any pain. And if you pissed him off, no one knew what he was going to do, but he knew it was going to be quick and over quickly. And I called him the human Vegematic. He would step into a guy. You couldn't see around his back because it was so wide. And whatever he did, 5 seconds later, the guy looked like he had his head shoved in a window fan. And I saw probably 3 instances of things like that. He's just a beast. And if he was your friend, he would lay down in the road and die for you. And the same way with Barbarian and his family and all the Island Boys that I've met, Roman Reigns, all those guys, the Usos, they are the nicest, sweetest people, for lack of a better term. They're the best friends you could possibly have in that locker room if they're your friend. Just don't cross them, because it gets ugly quickly. And that's who Haku is, forever the world champion.